If you're the kind of man who thinks your job is to never let a woman down, I've got news for you. You've already lost. I'll say it again. You've already lost. Because the second you start living to meet her expectations instead of your own, you give your power away completely. And once that happens, she stops seeing you as a man she can respect. In this video, we're talking about something that too many men avoid. Why disappointing women, yes, even the ones you care about deeply, is not just going to happen, but needs to happen if you want respect, if you want desire, if you want to feel free in your relationship. This is it. So today, we're going to talk about how trying to please a woman kills your masculinity, the quiet strength that comes from saying no, why holding your ground actually pulls her in, and why discomfort is the cost of becoming the man she actually admires. Welcome to Magnetic Mindset. I'm Jessicaos. Let's get into it. So first off, you're not her fantasy, and you shouldn't even try to be. Every guy has done it. You meet a woman who blows your mind, and suddenly, without even realizing it, you start adjusting yourself. You change the way you talk. You watch your words. You try to be that perfect guy you think she wants instead of the real man that you are. You want to impress her, sure. But in doing that, you start performing. You're not connecting anymore, acting. Let's be honest. A lot of men walk into relationships already to feeling pressure, the pressure to show up perfect, be charming, funny, emotionally open, supportive, sexy, masculine, soft when needed, all of it. But the second you shift who you are to match her image of some ideal guy, you've already lost her. Because here's the truth. Women don't fall in love with fantasy. They fall in love with real confidence, real grounding, real identity. She wants the version of you that stands solid even when she doesn't approve. That doesn't mean disrespect. It means honesty. Because her dream guy, the one in her head, he doesn't exist. And trying to play that part just makes you look unsure of yourself. That's not attractive. If you're always filtering your actions, words, decisions just to avoid disappointing her, you're not in a relationship. You're stuck in an endless audition. And guess what? She didn't sign up to date an actor. She wants a man. She wants someone who can say no and mean it. Here's the thing. When you're always trying to please her, it's not love. It's fear. Fear of making her upset. Fear that she might pull away. Fear that if you ever push back, you'll lose her. But ironically, that's exactly what ends up happening. She feels that fear. Women are intuitive like that. And when she senses you don't have a backbone, the respect starts to fade. Real connection doesn't grow from saying all the right things. It grows from being unapologetically you. And that's going to include moments where she's disappointed, where she disagrees, where she pushes back. That's not bad. That's how you know you're showing up as your authentic self. And that's who she actually wants to connect with. You're not her daydream. You're a man. If you keep acting like a character, she'll treat you like one, disposable. So ask yourself honestly, are you being her ideal? Or are you becoming the kind of man she has to respect, even when you don't give her what she wants? Now let's talk about peace. Your peace, because if your goal is to always keep her happy, you're going to lose it every single time. The man who constantly tries to keep a woman satisfied ends up drained, nervous, even resentful. Why? Because her happiness is not your job. You can support it. You can add to it. But you cannot own it. And the second you think you do, you lose control of yourself. Any man who panics the moment she's not smiling, that man has handed over his inner compass. His emotions rise and fall depending on her mood. He starts walking on eggshells, second-guessing himself, shrinking to avoid a reaction. And guess what? That doesn't make you safe in her eyes. It makes you unstable. How many times have you backed down just to avoid her being disappointed? How many times did you silence your own needs so you wouldn't hear, "I'm upset with you"? You've done it. We all have. But here's the truth. If your peace depends on her being okay all the time, then you've basically made her your emotional thermostat. And that is way too much pressure for her. and way too much power to give away. She will get mad sometimes. She will have moments where she doesn't understand your choices. That's part of any relationship. But if you treat those moments like a threat to your identity as a man, you'll collapse every time they show up. And when that happens repeatedly, she starts to lose trust in you. She can feel when you're abandoning yourself just to stay in her good books. She might not say anything, but internally, she's thinking, if he can't hold his ground with me, how can I trust him to hold it anywhere else? Let that sink in. You're not her emotional sponge. You're not her problem solver. You're not her emotional genie. You're a man, and men lead with clarity, not fear. And sometimes leadership making decisions that won't feel good in the moment. But those are the decisions that build respect. When you stop tying your self-worth to her reaction, something amazing happens. She starts leaning toward your energy because you're no longer chasing her mood. You're owning yours. That's when things change. So say it with Meg. My piece is not up for negotiation. Now let's talk about something most guys avoid. The word no. You want to know the quickest way to lose her respect. Be the man who always says yes. Always agrees, always gives, and it might feel romantic at first, but what you're really doing is becoming predictable, safe, soft, boring. A man who can't say no isn't a leader, he's a servant, and servants don't inspire attraction. The truth is, women test boundaries, not to be cruel, but to see what kind of man they're really dealing with. So when you finally say no, not with anger, but calm authority, it's powerful, because that's how you show leadership doesn't mean controlling her. It means controlling yourself, being so rooted in your values that you don't flinch, even when she reacts emotionally, even when she cries, even when she questions it. She might not like it in the moment, but she'll trust it. Maybe she wanted you to come with her on some trip, but you've got a personal goal or responsibility that you won't compromise. I get it. So you say, I know this matters to you, but I've got to stick to what's important to me this weekend. I'm sitting this one out. That's not rude. That's real. And that's attractive. She might pout. She might test you. But underneath that, she's wondering, can I trust this man to lead? Can I trust him to not get thrown around by emotion? If the answer is yes, she starts relaxing into your leadership, even if she doesn't admit it, because women don't want to control a man. They want to trust one. Your no sets the tone. It says, I have direction, I have limits, and I value myself enough to stand by them. And let me tell you, women crave that, even when they act like they don't. You also need to understand this. Disappointing her helps create the space where real boundaries lie. You teach people how to treat you based on what you allow. If you always let things slide just to keep the peace, you're not avoiding conflict. You're inviting disrespect slowly over time. If she sees that you never push back, she'll keep pushing. Not because she's trying to be toxic, because she wants to know where your line is. And if she never finds, she'll stop seeing you as an A man. You just become a mirror, a reflection of what she's feeling, what she wants, what she thinks. That's not strength. That's softness in the worst way. A man who can say, I don't like this. I'm not okay with that. I won't tolerate this, is the man who gets long-term respect, not a guy who stays silent just to keep things easy. You cannot lead a relationship without boundaries, and you cannot set boundaries if you're terrified of upsetting her. Discomfort is the price of leadership. And that's the final point. You cannot lead if you need to be liked all the time. You can't be respected if you're afraid of her disappointment. Leadership is not control. It's clarity. It's purpose. It's staying on track even when it gets uncomfortable. And trust me, it will get uncomfortable. That's the test. Sometimes you'll have to say no when she begs for a yes. You'll have to point out behavior that doesn't sit right. Sometimes you'll even have to walk away if things don't align. That's strength. That's real masculine energy. And she might resist it at first, but deep down she'll respect it, because that's what true leadership looks like. She doesn't want someone who agrees all the time. She wants someone who knows who he is and won't fold. Someone she can trust to lead, even in the storm. You don't earn that by being perfect. You earn it by being solid. even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable. Every man who's been truly respected by women, by the world, has disappointed someone, not because he wanted to, because he refused to abandon himself. And that's the man she remembers. That's the man she can't forget. If this message hit home, do yourself a favor and subscribe to Magnetic Mindset, because the kind of growth we're about, it's not for the average man. It's for the man who's ready to own his energy, his truth, and his power. Hit that subscribe button and stay connected, because the man you're becoming isn't just respected, he's magnetic. I'm Jessica OS, and I'll see you in the next one.